Hello everyone, this is Ruan Marinho, and today we're doing a deep dive on the competitive overview report inside of SplashDash. I created this report because I wanted to compare my actual local competition against itself. I found some of the bigger tools don't do a really good job at that. They will include things in the results that aren't localized. They'll include these big national brand sites. So let's jump into it and run a competitive overview, and I'll walk through how I use that data, how I explain that data, and how you can do the same. So to get started, I'm going to go over to the competitive overview tab, and I'm going to type in a client that I'm currently working with. This client has 3 locations, but in this case, I want to get results for their Southington, Connecticut location. In the category, you can use a recommended category that you see pop up, or you can type in a custom keyword. This customer's Google Business Profile category is med spa, so I'm just going to go ahead and put in med spa. From there, I'm going to go ahead and click submit. SplashDash is going to talk to all of the integrations that make competitive overview possible so that we can analyze all of the metrics side by side. Once my report loads, you'll see something that looks like this. On the right-hand side, you can see which competitors SplashDash is comparing the input to. In this case, it's a total of 9 competitors we found. The way that SplashDash is finding these competitors is it's finding the category and the proximity closest to your business. Over here, there's a confidence score, which tells us how likely your input is to get results in this area. The confidence score is measured across 4 key metrics: domain authority, review count, domain age, and backlinks. This confidence score tells you as the agency whether or not this customer could potentially get results if you turn on advertising or if you decide to do their SEO. We calculate this based on some of these key metrics as you can see here: organic traffic, domain authority, reviews, keywords, and domain age. Each of the metrics you can see below that, you can see if your input is on average above or lower than the average in the marketplace. So for example, our reviews here is 791. That is about 8 times higher than the average competitor in that localized area, making our confidence score really high. If I want to adjust who my competitors are, I can simply click the clear button and that'll remove all the competitors from the actual targeting, or I can quickly click select all. Or if I want to just compare against specific competitors, let's say it's this med spa, I can compare myself just against them, and that'll just give me 1v1. But if I want to continue to add competitors, you'll see that the metrics and the confidence score overall will go up or down depending on the actual competition itself. I have personally found that when I'm working with a customer and their confidence score is high, I'm willing to overcommit to it. When the confidence score is low, I may set the expectation a little bit differently because it's telling me how well they're going to do in a marketplace. The reason for this is because it's easier to get results for clients that have a high confidence score. If the score is low, you may want to consider building that confidence, and when they're ready, then you should turn on advertising. As we continue on the report, you'll see a nice little visualization of how close these businesses are to your client. So as you can see, some of these businesses are really close. Like this business is literally down the street. So that might be a competitor I may want to pay attention to. You can quickly replace the competitors by just clicking on a logo, and it'll show you how far that business is to that actual competitor. I have found that typically speaking, competitors are generally very local to you unless you're in a heavily service area based business. But generally, if there's a physical location for the business, this types of proximity is really important for digital marketing. As we scroll, we can then take a look at the metrics really dialed in. I like taking screenshots of these metrics. For the different metrics that you can compare against, there is domain age, reviews, rating, keywords, referring domains, total backlinks, or domain authority. The reason I picked these metrics is I found that after doing SEO for 8 years, I've found that these are the critical ones that is going to drive the client's results and the ones that are going to determine if you can rank well in the search engines or not. Same thing like with the top. If I clear this table, I can compare myself against just one competitor, and you can see the table will start to fill up based on that information there. In many local markets, if you try to run this kind of data, you're going to find these huge anomalies. For example, in home services, you might find a HomeAdvisor. In medical, you might find a Healthgrades. These large websites often mess up metrics, so SplashDash has filtered a lot of these sites out to only show you the local provider. As I scroll, we can start to look at organic traffic comparison of all of the different inputs. In this case, it's toggled to 1 year, but I can quickly change that to 2 years, or I can change that to 6 months to get a better picture of a short time frame. This data comes directly from Ahrefs, so really SplashDash is talking to Ahrefs for all of these competitors at once to show you a nice clean line chart. In this example, you can see there's a clear anomaly, which is our client. They're obviously doing the best in this local marketplace, but by hovering over this information, I can quickly see how many monthly visitors each of the sites get and how different that is versus the target business, which is my input, which is my customer. Scrolling down there, I can quickly remove and just clear this table to just show my client's results, or I can compare my customer to, let's say, one result, so I can get a better picture of my business versus a competitor. Towards the bottom of the report, we get a performance summary. And this is just a really great way to visualize how your input is doing compared to the marketplace. So in each of these cards, there will be a certain category. In this case, it's search visibility. You can see that our domain is ranking for 365 keywords, where the market average is ranking for 17. And you can see on the right side, our organic traffic is significantly higher than the market average. Scrolling down, I get the similar data where I can look at authority and trust. You can quickly visualize domain authority versus the average market's domain authority, the total amount of backlinks versus the average market's total amount of backlinks, and finally, the reputation. This data is really pretty and allows me to quickly screenshot and utilize for client communication, or if I want to just save this when I get an account or communicate it in the future, I can. As with all SplashDash reports, I can quickly turn on a public link and share this information with somebody who doesn't have an account and can still open it. So there you have it. There's competitive overview. We made this tool and we designed it in a way to make your life easier when you're selling into a local marketplace or you're taking on a client in a local area, to really tell you and answer the question, can I actually help this customer, and how good of results are they going to get? Try out competitive overview directly inside of SplashDash today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.